Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love indie makeup, especially shiny, shifty, sparkly eyeshadows. And today I have a very colorful eyeshadow palette to show you. I will be creating 5 looks as well as doing some arm swatches and swatch comparisons. And so the palette I'm talking about is the Blend Bunny Surge palette. I'm so excited I was able to receive this in PR ahead of time, so thank you so much to Blend Bunny for sending this palette to me. You know how much I love the original Blends palette. It is the perfect rainbow palette. I pretty much reach for it all the time, and it's the palette I've been using the most since I got it. And I do have a non-affiliate code Millie that will save you 10% off if you're interested in this palette or the previous one. So we've got a nice row of pastels, some brighter but grungier types of colors, and then of course we have deepening up shades. You know, if that is one thing I always talk about in eyeshadow palettes, it is that I need my deepening up shades, and we got those. And then we have a row of shimmers, which are the first shimmers from Blend Bunny. And then we have a row of neon, so you get like a really nice variety of everything, so you can really just brighten up the look, or you could do a really grungy look. And for sure, I know that the black shade and the white shade are repeats from the previous palette, because Maggie said that those two are staple shades for her to have and she needs them in every palette. So those are definitely repeats, but I will be doing some swatch comparisons. So let's roll the swatches, the comparisons, and then the 5 tutorials, and I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video as always. Alright, here are some swatch comparisons. We've got Cream and Sugar from Blends, White Hot from Surge, my fingers are super dirty, Nevermore from Blends, Vinyl from Surge, First Kiss, and Truth, and then from the Blends palette, and then this is Cutout from Surge. This is Sunsets from Blends, Cheeks from Surge, Promise and Giggle from Blends, Beckon from Surge. They might seem similar, but this is a cooler tone pink, and this is a periwinkle. And this is, I mean, it's kind of similar to the shade, but not really. Enigma from Blends, Juicy from Surge, Maybe from Surge, Chase from Blends, Signs from Blends, Stay from Surge, Bewitched from Blends, Covet from Surge, Depth from Blends, and Grunge from Surge, Vex from Blends, and Taboo from Surge. And then lastly we have Vinyl from Surge and Luxe from Blends. So they're all pretty different, I would say. For the most part, it seems like there's more cooler tones in the original Blends palette. For example, this brown is much more of a cooler tone brown, and there's definitely some red in the Surge. And then we've got a little bit more depth as well. This one is much deeper green, and the Surge palette versus the Blends palette up here, oranges are not even close. The bright pinks also not even close, and the purples are pretty different, I would say, as well. You've got a bluish purple and like a more true purple. So here are some close-ups of the swatch comparisons. Unfortunately, I tried to do Surge all at the top, and then I just was going through it and I got confused and I ended up switching it, so unfortunately that's not how it is. And then lastly, I thought I would compare these two. This is Bubble Bath from Blends and Energy, which is a neon, from Surge. It's brighter, while Bubble Bath is supposed to be almost like slightly more pastel. I'm priming with the Glam Light Icing Primer. This is the white shade, since I'm going to be using the neon shades to begin with. When I have a really light base down, just tapping it on. I'm going to be putting on the Crown Noir half cut crease sticker. I do want to do a half cut crease, and so this you just kind of have to align based on your eye shape. So I'm going in with Shocked first. I haven't even swatched these actually. I've only swatched the shimmers. At the time I'm filming this is when is launching. Next, going in with Power right next to that. Ooh, I love that color. I did wipe off my brush just a little bit. I picked up a little too much. Just gonna blend that in there. Then next, going into Charged. Going back in with Power just a little bit. Could have probably taken this a little downwards. I feel like it's a little too high, but it's fine. Next, Pulse, just next to the pink. I'm gonna try to do the entire row of neons basically. And then Energy, right next to the purple. I feel like the blue it just picks up a little bit differently. Like I don't feel like this is as specific of a, you know, type of formula that the true neons. And then chemistry on the outer corner. Sometimes neon greens can look pretty close to neon yellows because they're just so bright that they look very similar. Definitely these are going to be pigments, so these are not going to act the same as regular shadows because these are neons. And I feel like I can definitely tell going in with charge just a little bit. I felt like I lost it. And then power, I'm probably gonna be going back and forth quite a bit, and then shocked again. And I'm gonna go in with vinyl, and I'm only going to first put it right on the edge of the sticker. And then we're going to just blend it. But first I just wanna get it down, and then I'll worry about it a little bit on this really small Clionadh blending brush. And this is where you have to go really slowly. And I'm just going to blend the black into the neons. I've been wanting to do a look like this for like at least a year or a year and a half now, because I've seen it online and I love the way it looks that you have the black and the edges are neon. So I'm just gonna be slowly blending that. I don't want to take it too far into them either. I don't want to take it too far up because then I will have to take over the neons. Blending slowly, and then I'm gonna take a little bit more, like literally just dabbed into it and just blending and blending. And then I think I'm gonna go into the neons next. So this look is going to be a little bit more labor intensive, and just really trying to blend that out. But you can see I'm losing a little bit of the neon, obviously. I'm blending black into them, so I'm gonna have to go back in. But I don't want to go in too much with 2 minutes. Gonna go back in with shocked, and I'm just barely dipping into that power. I'm just trying to put it on the edge, and I'm gonna be tapping it. I'm not really going to be blending it. And then charged, which is like right underneath my eyebrow, pretty much going into my eyebrow. And pulse, that one picked up. I picked up a little too much of that, so we're just gonna be blending it. This is gonna be obviously not like an everyday go-to look. Energy, I don't have to put that much. And then I'm just gonna go in, I think, with a little bit more charged. Just want it to be a little bit more punchy over here. And then power, same with power. I think that's good. I like that. Time to peel the sticker off. I just love that we already have a nice crisp line happening there. Though it is a little like squared off. I think that's my fault from repositioning it. So I'm gonna go in with the Glam Light Icing Primer, and I'm just gonna round that out and fix it a little bit. But I still feel like this is easier to do than if you were, you know, starting off. Like, even though I have to fix it here. I think I'm gonna put a shimmer on the lid is what I'm kind of thinking. And I'm just gonna tap it out. So next I'm actually gonna reach into the original Blend Bunny palette, and I'm gonna dip into a Remedy because it is a really nice, like, brighter green without being neon. And I'm gonna put that out here in the outer corner. And we're gonna really deepen this outer corner up, but I just wanted like a green like this. So next I'm gonna go in with Lush, and oh my god, that picked up a lot. And we're just gonna layer it on and see how we're deepening that up. I love how these are able to just layer with no problem. This could also make a really nice like all matte look. You wouldn't have to do shimmers on the lid. So taking this pencil brush again, it's from Rephr. It is number 23. I'm just gonna start tapping on some of the black eyeshadow. I'm just kind of placing it first. And then I'm gonna take my blending brush that I was just using and tap it on. I feel like I've been filming already for like 20 minutes and it's just the first look. Then I'm gonna take that pencil brush again, and I'm gonna just take it further down because I did stop the black eyeshadow there. Going in with this small blending brush. I really feel like there's just not enough different size blending brushes out there. Like, I could always use smaller and smaller and smaller blending brush. I'm gonna go back in with Energy and put it right above that. And then Chemistry. And then just some Chemistry to blend into that outer corner. Time for the shimmers. I'm going in with my Fair & Pixie Epoxy. I want to use this because it has a nice doe foot applicator. It's already got a sharp edge to it, and I'm just gonna tap that out. Going in with Limitless on the outer edge. And that way I can also fix the line here. And then underneath, kind of right in the center. Trying to make sure I have a nice sharp edge. And then flash on the inner portion. This shade is so cool. I feel like it's not applying really well though. It looks like it's patchy or something. Do you see it's like separating? It's not agreeing with the Fair & Pixie Epoxy. So I'm gonna go in with my finger and just put it on. Going back with this blending brush, and I'm gonna go back into Lush. This shade is a little bit more kick-uppy. And just make sure this shimmer is nice and blended on the outer portion. Just go in with a tiny bit of vinyl. Really make sure it's deepened up out there. Blend this black just a little bit more. Finishing off this look with Linger under my lower lash line. Oh no, I have a little bit of fallout. I think I picked up a little too much. Taking Chemistry and putting it and blending it into that. Taking Energy under my lower lash line. Then Pulse. Charged. And I'm just gonna use Shocked as kind of the inner corner highlight and blend it into that yellow blended up here. In the waterline, I have the ColourPop Exit Liner, and the lashes are Code Orange from the Michaela and Glamlight collab, and here's the first finished look. I feel like the blend could have been a little better, but I think not too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm priming with the P. Louise primer in shade 0.5, just trying to finish this. For this look, I really just want to do like a blended look with a neon pop in the center. So I'm going in with Alive in the crease. I want to dip into a Linger. It's like a teal, but I think it will go with this green. And I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my lid. Kind of like a halo eye. And then the outer portion. Just blending out the edges of that. Going in just with a little bit more. And then in the center, I'm patting on some P. Louise base in the shade 0. Picking up some Chemistry. I'm just tapping that onto the center of my lid. And taking it on the edges as well. Whatever's left on my brush from tapping it in the center. Just kind of going with a little bit more. And again, taking it to the edges. Gently swiping just a little bit to help blend it in to the dark shade. Ooh, that is so fun. I really love the way that looks. I'm gonna go back in with Linger and just literally picked up the tiniest amount just to help blend the edges of this a little bit more. Going in with Linger under the lower lash line and inner corner under the lower lash line. And then popping Industry right there in the empty space. Oh, I love this look so much. Here's the second finished look using the Beauty Creations Shamrock Liner in the waterline. And the lashes are from Cara Beauty and they're number 854. So here's the second finished look. I love the way that this neon looks, contrasting with the deep shade. It's already primed with the Glamlight Icing Primer, and I'm actually refilming these because the third and fourth look I accidentally deleted the footage of, so kind of redoing those looks, which I'm actually completely redoing them. I'm not even trying to mimic them. I'm just gonna do new looks. So we're gonna start off with Juicy right on the inner lid, and I'm using Cutout to blend that out. And going in with a little bit more, making sure it's in my crease. And then on the outer corner, I'm gonna go in with Locked. And I'm just tapping it on, using a hint to blend that out. I think I went in with way too much. That's okay, this is like a cool army green. Trying to, hopefully this won't look too Christmassy. But I feel like it's already starting to look a little bit Christmassy. But I was hoping that because the tones will be a little bit less vibrant. Putting some Glam Light icing right on my lid. And I'm gonna look up to see where I should cut the crease. And I'm just gonna cut it right in the center. Good right there, that's a good amount. I'm just trying to use the brush to blend it. We don't get a harsh edge. Going in with Stay. And I'm gonna try to blend it, and we're gonna be deepening up the red. So right now, obviously, it doesn't look ideal. And then Rush on the side. So I changed my mind, I'm gonna go in with Flash in the center instead of Limitless. I'm just using my finger to tap it on and trying to blend it in as well. I feel like that's layering over the mattes now. So we're gonna go back in, but first I'm gonna deepen this look up. So I'm going in with Grunge. Just gonna deepen that up. And Lush over here on this side. And I'm gonna go back in with Rush. Should make sure it's still a little bit visible at least. And Stay on this side. And just back in with Grunge. And blending this out a little bit more. Finishing off this look with Lush under my lower lash line. And Taboo. And I'm gonna put a little bit of Flash right in between. I do feel like this shadow is a bit hard to pick up with the brush, so it's just picking up a really small amount. And then Shocked will be the inner corner highlight. I have on the All Mine lashes from Kiss, and in the waterline I put extra frosting from ColourPop. So here's the finished third look. Going in with Cheeks, and I'm just going to put that slightly above my crease on the inner third of my lid and just blend it outwards. Over here, don't connect it all the way down. Going in with Maybe and blending that into Cheeks. And I took that a little further out here, but that's fine. So I'm taking Covet. I'm gonna use it to create a wing. So I'm just lining my upper lash line. And using this pencil brush, this one's from Rougher. And I'm gonna take a little bit of Pulse and blend it into the top portion of Covet. Just a little bit. Taking a blending brush to help blend that out here. I use a little bit of White Hot to just smooth it out. And just going back and forth on everything. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more Covet to get that depth back and to create a more distinct wing again. I do feel like I should have angled this further up, but it's fine. Next, using the NYX Glitter Primer, I'm gonna use it to cut an edge right up here where I had the pink. Same brush picking up, Zip It Up. Going over the area where I put down the glitter glue. I'm gonna swipe down, but I'm not gonna take it all the way. And I think I need to take it a bit higher. Finishing up this eye with Covet under the lower lash line and going in with Cheeks next to that. I put on the All Mine lashes from Kiss, and in my waterline I have Dreamtopia from Beauty Creations. Here's the finished fourth look. On to the last look. I'm priming with the P. Louise primer. I want this look to be a fall look. I feel so far like I've done a lot of neon looks and stuff, but I want to do like a nice grungy fall look. So I'm going to go in with Beckon right in my crease, only in the inner half of my crease. And then I'm blending Stay into that, and going in with Hint on this outer half of my crease and just kind of above my crease as well. I'm not gonna be blending into the purple, I'm just kind of putting it next to it. And tapping usually is the safest way to go. I'm going in with Alive right into the crease and blending it into Hint. going to add a little bit more stay. And I'm going in with Covet, putting it on my lid and blending it into the crease. And then putting Lush onto the outer lid. I'm just kind of tapping it on. I'm also going to go in with just a little bit of Linger right near my lash line, just to help deepen it up even more. And then blending that, dipping back into Beckon and blending in the inner half. And right in the center on my lid, I'm tapping on underneath. I'm gonna bring it into my crease so it kind of acts as a transition between the purple and the green. Finishing off this look with Lush underneath, and then Linger right in there. And then I'm blending Hint into Lush and Beckon into the purple. And I'm gonna use Flash as an inner corner highlight. Put on the Kiss Midnight Lashes, and in the waterline I have ColourPop's eyeliner in Big Splash. So here's the fifth and finished look. So I would say that the first 3 rows of the mattes are pretty much on par with the first Blends palette. Of course, it doesn't mean anything to you if you haven't tried the first palette, but they're really, really pigmented, really easily blendable. They blend together really nicely, which is very, very important. I don't really mind that there's a repeat shade here and here, and then I love that there's so many deepening up shades here. And I feel like this palette just does have some grungier tones to it, even though it does have the bright neons literally at the bottom. But I think it just like helps to spruce it up a little bit if you really wanted to do a grungy look that had a nice little pop of color, because you could still use like the purple and the orange, and this green is pretty like Halloween-y. So I feel like you can really just get so many looks out of this palette. I really haven't touched even what is possible. So let's talk about the neon shades. They're pretty much on par with almost every other neon shade I have tried before that is in pressed form especially. They're very thin and they do easily like blend away, and that's just the nature of neon eyeshadows. So I do recommend packing on and then just lightly blending the edges. And then the shimmers, I'm so happy that they did shimmers. I absolutely love Flash, Sip It Up, Limitless, and Underneath, and Euphoric are really, really pretty, but All Mine is a little bit, it's just not as shiny, and it feels a little bit thicker in the pan. And I mean, also Underneath and Euphoric, also when I touch them, they just feel a little like thicker in the pan. Flash is so sparkly, so beautiful. There's a bunch of different flecks throughout it too. It's very special. Now, do you need both of these? Probably not. I would say it really is up to your preference. And if you don't have either of the palettes, I would definitely look at your collection and think about what you like and what you would prefer to use and what you could see yourself use more. If you don't have any neons, then this is definitely a great option. I mean, you have 30 pans for, I think it's like $42, $43. So I think that that's a great value. So that's everything for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in this palette, and also let me know which look was your favorite. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And don't forget to use my code Millie if you are planning on purchasing this palette or the other palette, or you can use anybody else's codes that are out there. Just save yourself those 10%. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content, lots of colorful and sparkly eyeshadow content uploading my channel, and much more to come you don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.